interview. Before that interview started, he says, "Yo, he regrets it."
Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Yo, Van. Oh my God! He sent me the voicemail. I thought he answered.
Now, I call him back. Listen, when you play that YouTube video, the first thing Adam22 does is apologize for the interview he's about to start. Secondly, to shut down this nuisance or peon that y'all call Flacco, if there's so many black people and black staff that work at your spot, why was there no black staff during that interview? Answer that right now. And if you don't got a real answer, bro, get the hell out the damn chat, bro, because you're not an official chat, nigga, bro. That's a fact. So answer that. Why was there no black people on that interview, but there's so much black people on that damn show, bro? Thank you. You have no real answer, bro. So you are a slave to Adam22. You need to stop sucking his breast milk.
You are screaming, my nigga, and you sound retarded, nigga. How you gonna ask a question not knowing no type of inside information?
Yo, Van, I am live, and I don't like to do this.
Okay.
I am live. Hey, I'm going to unmute my chat. But I only want Flacco to speak.
Okay. And this whole ass
hold on. Flacco.
So again, my nigga, I can answer your question.
Hold on. Flacco. Yo, Flacco, you have all day to beef with niggas in the chat. I have Van on the line. So, Van, I know I've spoken to you about this privately because you definitely had an opinion about it. I got Flacco in my chat, and he's talking about the Richard Spencer thing on No Jumper. Apparently, you were invited to be in the conversation. Is that true?
Yes.
You were invited to be in the conversation with Richard Spencer. Why did you turn it down?
Because Richard Spencer is different than somebody who you just have a conversation with.
Okay. So we have Flacco here who said Richard Spencer I haven't seen the full thing. I'm gonna be honest. One of my chat niggas said they did, but I know you're really intent on all these things. Apparently, he apologized for his disrespect for the black community, and he displayed it through the interview. But he was here to discuss. He was at the interview to discuss specific things. What was your thoughts about the whole thing? And by the way, Flacco can hear you if you don't know.
All right, what up, Flacco? So this is my thoughts on the whole thing. So, number one, it takes an interrogation on who Richard Spencer is and who Richard Spencer was. So Richard Spencer has spent his entire life as essentially a Nazi. It wasn't. He talked about during his interview that he was younger or whatever. He was 39 years old when all of this stuff was happening. All right, that's one. So he started with this like 2007. He invented the term alt-right. He was the face of new racism in America. All right, so that's number one. Number two, there was a cost. So this wasn't just something to where he was somebody that showed up on a lot of interviews and had these views. Richard Spencer organized the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, where they went out there and people got killed. Okay, so
really?
That's number one. Yeah, he was one of the organizers of the Charlottesville rally. He was one of the guys out there with the tiki torches that led to actual violence, right? Actual violence. Heather Heyer was killed in that rally, right? So it wasn't just Richard Spencer being on different platforms. He was the leader of the MPI, which was a think tank in Washington devoted to white nationalist thought. He wasn't just a guy with opinions that would show up on shows. He was a white racist activist and the leader of a new school of alt-right demonstration. That's way different than just even being a Nick Fuentes, who is just some young kid spewing a bunch of bullshit on the internet. So I'm not saying that people are irredeemable, because it's not me to be the moral arbiter of who gets to come back and who doesn't. But what I'm saying is, before I would sit down and have a conversation with Richard Spencer or anyone like Richard Spencer, there'd have to be significant atonement. There are people that have been skinheads, that have been in skinhead organizations, and they spend their whole lives going around to different places trying to atone and make up for what it was that they were involved in. You can't just say, after everything that he's done, bro, under Trump, hate crimes went up. When I say under Trump, You could say that it was Trump, or you could say that it was the rise of the alt-right. The rise of the alt-right, which Richard Spencer was the face of. Hate crimes in America went up 20%. This is verifiable stats. This person is responsible, or partly responsible, for direct animus in society dysfunction. And my thing is, hold on, I'll say this and then I'll turn it over to y'all. This is the last thing I'll say, because there's really nothing else to say, to be honest. So I don't want to be a part of that. And number one, all respect to Adam and No Jumper for what they've built, but they're not smart enough to have that conversation with him, because they don't know what they're doing. And it's the point to me where the whole fucking thing jumped the shark, because you're sitting down there talking. You can't get through that in even an hour of an interview. Richard Spencer's got a lot of fucking work to do before somebody like him would be replatformed, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion.
Okay, so I'm only echoing, and I'll unmute. Actually, I think he could probably talk. Flacco in a second. Apparently, black leaders were invited. Y'all basically said no. He apologized and he did his thing. And Flacco seemingly saying, all things considered, it's probably it. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he's saying Adam did everything possible to try to mediate or whatever, but the decision of keeping this guy on the platform and giving him a platform to do whatever wasn't a slight at black people, basically.
Okay, so can I say one more thing, and then that's fine, and then Flacco's entitled to his opinion. All right, like I don't have any beef with him feeling that way. A lot of people feel like I wasn't about to be. Adam asked me to do it. I said no, and then Adam said that he would pay me to do it.
Really?
Yeah, and then I said no. First of all, Adam can't pay me to do anything. I don't need to make a cent from No Jumper. If I come on No Jumper, it's because I want to come on No Jumper. like I'm making a lot of money. So that even the fact that I'll pay you to do it, like money's going to make me do it, was in a way more insulting than even the idea. But you know, it's white, so it's like it's whatever. It's Adam. It's fine. It's cool. It's not a big deal. But this is what I would say. At the end of the day, I didn't have a problem necessarily with them platforming him. I'm not going to do it. If they want to platform him, that's fine. But to have him on there and then to gloss over his past, to gloss over the things that he has done, and even like do it in a 20-minute. I thought that the interview was going to be about Richard Spencer. But when he had Richard Spencer and Destiny up there, bro, they got to talking about Nirvana. And I don't care what Flacco or anybody else says. Flacco's my man. But they only do that to white people. They only let you, like, there's no fucking way that you're going to get on there after a certain time having done all of these vile things, and they're not going to make you drag your entire fucking shit through the mud and get it out. If you're black in America, you just can't say, hey, my bad, I'm changed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Cool, moving on to the next thing. You can't do that. But Richard Spencer decides he wants to come back after all of the carnage that he inflicted, after all of the stuff that he was responsible for directly and indirectly. There's always some white guy right there to be like, okay, cool. And that's fine. Flacco, me and Flacco are at different points in our life. I had no problem with Flacco. Flacco is he's a young man in his mid-20s. I'm 42 years old. There's a different cost and a different different stakes and a different way that I want to see the world. So I'm not going for it. I did my time like at the white organization with all the bullshit. I was there 9 years. I'm over that. Like Flacco was in his old Van Lathan phase, and that's fine. But you know, it's no beef. It's whatever. It's something I have to talk about, and now it's over. And they can go on to do the next fucking thing or whatever they're gonna do. But that wasn't riding for me. And
wait, hold on. Yeah. I would. This is a personal question from me to you.
What?
Because me and you, we talk a lot, and I know this will be more of a personal conversation because you call me a lot. If I had put Richard Spencer on my podcast or any outlet, like how it was done in No Jumper, would you look at me different?
No. So not specifically for platforming him. So I want you guys to listen. So Richard Spencer was on Roland Martin. Richard Spencer talked to W.O. Kamau Bell. Richard Spencer he talked to a lot of black people. He would talk to anyone that would listen. But if you put him on there, right, as a black man, if you put him on there and you guys did not interrogate the time that he spent as essentially an intellectual terrorist, yes, I would look at you in a different way. I'd be like, what's the point of having him on there? What's the point of having him on there if that's not what you're going to talk about? Who gives a fuck what Richard Spencer thinks about like American society as a whole? He has absolutely zero authority. What's up with you? He has absolutely zero authority to speak on that. He doesn't, his opinions on art, music, culture, any of those things don't matter. Like he is a professional intellectual racist. And that is what he's made his entire career on. Only thing that serves him relevance. If he popped up tomorrow and said he wanted to have a hip hop discussion with you, why would you put him on there? It doesn't make any sense. And what it looks like is that you put him on there to incite people. If that's not what you're going to talk about, who gives a fuck what he thinks about God or any of that stuff? That's not the thing that made him pop. That's like literally having a math conversation with motherfucking 21 Savage. And I'm not saying he doesn't know about math. I'm saying that why would you talk? What the fuck? So that's the only time I would have a conversation with you. I like the fact that some of y'all put people on y'all platforms that I don't even have the latitude or the willingness or the reason or the want to speak to them. That makes me watch some of the shit. But if you're going to do it and you're going to pretend like, just be a fucking man about it. And I feel like they failed. I got to go, though. Hit me later. Like, I'm really actually doing something. But I got
All right. Hit me. Peace, bro.
All right, peace.
All right.
Yo, Ak.
Yeah, Flock, I want to give you the floor, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, right? So, like, those are two different, those are